This is a big video. I am probably more nervous about this video than I have been about my last few videos, which, to keep in perspective, I've been very anxious about creating. So this is the video where we actually talk to, face-to-face, well, virtually, face-to-face, the amazing subscribers that were willing to put themselves out there in my previous Hair Mistakes That Age You Faster subscriber edition videos. Yes, they submitted photos, they had the guts to do that. I created videos basically telling them what was wrong with their hair. That sounds amazingly kind. And then I'm gonna talk to them today with you to see what they thought. Yeah, all of that. Well, with that said, should we meet them? All right. Rhonda, Claudia, first of all, can I just say thank you so much for putting yourselves out there, for even throwing out photos, knowing that there's a potential that they could be living on the YouTube and thousands and thousands and thousands of people will be looking at them while I kind of tear them apart, hopefully not too offensively. So please don't think that goes unnoticed. I've got a lot of questions for you. I want to know all about your thoughts. I want you to be 100% honest with me, which I believe that you will be. So the first major question that I have, what made you actually decide to submit a photo to this kind of scrutiny?
Well, for one thing, if it helps one, it might help 10 or 20 or 30. For another, I've been watching your videos for quite a while now, and I just have a lot of respect for the work you do and for what I see. And like I said, if I see a cheap airfare to Portland, I'm grabbing it.
What about you, Rhonda? Like, you had to be a little concerned about putting yourself out there like that. Were you? Did you feel nervous?
If I had been thinking and realized how many subscribers you have, I probably would not have done it. But I just was like, okay, I'll snap some photos, thinking nothing of it because I'm like, yeah, I won't get picked. And then imagine my surprise when not only did I get selected, but you did a video, and I'm like, wow, I was good with it. When I watched the video, I'm like, you're so kind. When I first watched it, there were like 3,500 views. I'm like, 3,500 people have watched this. And I think this morning it's over 30,000. So it's like, it's really weird to know that many people have watched a video and seeing your face on it. It's nothing I've experienced.
That's 30,000 people, not just seeing your face, but also having some dude in the woods basically say, here are the things that you're doing wrong. It sounds, I'll never get over that. It sounds so bad. I think this is the big question that's on everybody's mind. I'm curious, are either of you going to pull the trigger on any of the styles that I suggested? What about you, Claudia?
My first thought was, is there something in between what you showed me and then the longer length on the shoulders? I was like, maybe I should have sent in a few photos of hairstyles I kind of like, so you could see, oh, this is what or I've had in the past. So you could see, oh, that's what it was like.
Like, if I could ask for anything to come of these videos, that's what it would be, is to don't take these for specifics as to this is the exact shape that you need to, unless you love it. Take these as a guidance in, here are the things that this is doing for the face shape. Now, how do you take those, extrapolate what you want to from them so that they function better at the length that you're gonna feel the most comfortable in? Because at the end of the day, I don't care if you love the look. If that length is the wrong length, feels too either short or long, you will hate it. Regardless of all the other stuff, it won't feel comfortable. You're not gonna be as vibrant. And the whole idea of youthfulness, which is based in having a vibrant overall feeling, goes away immediately, and everything else just becomes null and void.
You mentioned the color.
Her color still looks a little bit flat to me. Now,
and you said there's a real easy fix because I color my hair at home. I use a demi, and you would think it would wash out on the ends after how many months this has been on my hair. No, my hair loves color.
What I would do in your situation is actually go in and literally put pretty thick, okay, not thin, pretty chunky, like almost too chunky, low lights, so highlights that are darker, that are literally almost black. Like basically as black as you can get them. It sounds dramatic, but what it's gonna do is that you're gonna need to go basically black on your darkness to even see it. But once you see it, what it does is it creates the illusion that all your color is a highlight. So it gives you that dimension. You only do it once, it just eventually fades out, it goes away. You don't have to keep it up. You don't put it up on the top next to the part. You put it underneath, and it gives it a lot of that movement and texture with the basically zero maintenance, and it doesn't overall make you feel like all of a sudden you're dark hair or you're light hair. It's a lot of these little changes. That was actually what made me the most nervous about your video, because I'm like, I feel like I'm not making massive changes on her, but from the stuff, like I don't want to go fully crazy change because the email kind of said I like the length, so I'm like, I want to make sure that we can work within your, I'm trying to give people what they want to see, not what we want to see as viewers, right? So I'm like, that was the hardest one. I was like, I don't feel like I'm going to change her enough. I feel like she's going to be so disappointed.
No. Oh, product. That was my question. So what product would you suggest? Because you're talking to a woman who I just like started wearing hairspray again for the first time in 30 years. I don't like product.
Number one, I used to have a volumizing product that I loved. I don't have it anymore. It got discontinued. I can't get it. I'm working on something, but it's not going to be around for earliest the end of the year, so the end of 2021. I'm really been searching, and to be very honest, I won't tell people about something that I don't love because my name is on that, even if it's not on that. If it's a product built by another company, but I recommend it, then I'm attached in some way to that recommendation. So I'm very particular about what I talk about, you know? I haven't found, honestly, anything that I love as much. So I'm really hoping that by the end of the year, I'm gonna have something that works as good as the old product when it comes to volume. Now, with that said, styling cream by a company called Bumble and Bumble. Styling cream, you are definitely gonna feel it in your hair, but it's so far what I've seen gives the best amount of volume for what it is. Also know this, there is almost never a marriage between soft hair and volume. Unfortunately, those two things rarely go hand in hand. If it feels soft, and that's most important, then just know that you're gonna lack volume, and that's okay, but just understand that if you want more volume, there's gonna be a little bit of texture. Okay, Rhonda, what about you?
The cut, 100%. The color, like absolutely. Such a subtle change, right? But I was like, did he mess with my skin tone in those? It just like corrected it. Totally made sense when you showed the photos about the roots and how they were and making my forehead elongate and actually my hair look thinner. I'm not sure about the darker at the roots only because I don't know the process of how that would happen. And so that's why I'm going to just let my hairdresser go, okay, this is how we do this.
It's actually easier than you think, but definitely this is a scenario where you talk to your stylist and you say, look, here's what I want to do, or here's the direction I want to head, and then let them determine the process to achieve that. Everybody's got a little bit of a different way. You did bring up a really, really good point in that. First of all, she's 100% right. Like, so one thing I don't do is I don't touch up skin tones. I don't do anything with photos. I literally take a picture that I think, what would I want to do? A bob would be amazing. I knew it would, right? So, okay, now I need to find a bob that somewhat matches the hair color so I can kind of try to get it there, somewhat matches the hair shape and the volume and the texture, and then find somebody that's not tilting their head like this in the photo so that I can actually get it to make sense when I photo. It's a very long process and it's really hard to find those particular styles, but then I don't always know what it's gonna look like. So I don't know, I know in my mind, but I don't know, like, is it gonna look good? I think it's gonna look good, but is it? I put that on you and I was like, holy, what the?
I saw that photo and I'm like, yep, 100%, I'm there, I'm doing it. And now I can't wait for my hair appointment, which is in a couple of weeks.
When you do the bob, keep in mind, bobs have a really good way, if you're feeling like your hair is thinner, right? Or you just have less hair in general, bobs have a really good way of making it look really dense, and they make it look really dense because they're such a strong line. Depth will help to make your hair look thicker. So one thing I have a tendency to do with bobs, especially when they're lighter like yours, is everything, we don't do highlights below the recession. So this whole section down here, right, all of this stuff, we leave that dark, and then we do the highlights over it. And the reason for that is that dark will make that line look even stronger and make it look denser. But because you have hair up here that's coming over it, you'll still have highlights. So you still have the highlights and everything up on the top. It'll still look, it won't look like it's blonde and then black, you know, but just a little bit of depth on just these sections on the side will make that line look a lot stronger and make your hair actually look a lot denser.
Totally doing it.
I can't wait. Okay, well, you know what? You guys are way too kind. So thank you guys so much again for being a part of this. I really appreciate
My pleasure.
But as for now, if you want to check out some more hair mistakes that age you faster videos, go ahead and click right up here so you can check one out. All right. You guys, thank you very much, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody. Take care now. We'll see you.